our group podcast. I'm Elvin, and this podcast are assignments from Interpretive and Affective reading. In this podcast, we will each give our opinion about the novel that we have read and discussed. So, we are going to write about a fictional text. This text is a novel entitled The Secret Garden, written by Frances Hodgson Burnett, adapted by Jen Fields, and illustrated by U.T. Simons. This novel is included in literary works that are narrative. So next, I'll give my friend the opportunity to share his opinion.
Okay, I'm Tian. As previously stated, this literary works was written about a little girl named Mary as the main character. Mary is a British Indian girl who is considered an orphan due to a cholera epidemic and eventually moved to Yorkshire to live with her uncle. It was there that the story was developed with various characters and British cultural background, starting from the setting in India. Finally, the setting was used more in Yorkshire, England. The characters beside Mary are Martha, Deacon, Colin, Miss Murdoch, Mr. Archibald, Ben Weatherstaff, and Mrs. Swerby. This story takes place around a dozen or so. According to the time it took at 1908, when there was a war and also the cholera epidemic that hit. What do you think about this novel, Chika?
This is an interesting novel because it tells a fairly unique theme and a message that fits easily. The story was about magic, friendship, trust, and also family. Of course, the basic thing is a strong love. In total, this novel has many advantages to read.
I totally agree. The character that is developed is sufficiently relevant to life, so that it is readable and accepted. In addition, the storytelling style of the author is quite attractive and easily disconnected. Of course, because this novel was first used for beginners and intermediate learners. The plot used is a forward plot, regular, showing the time from the past to the present. The language used in the everyday language that is not complicated. The author develops the story in detail. The characters are told directly from the author's point of view, but can also come from the words or action of other characters. The author conveys the message well. I'm sure all of you also think the same, don't you?
Yeah, talking about implied meaning, we cannot be separated from the theme taken by the author, but also from the moral message conveyed. We can conclude that trust and good relationships between people or individuals are important things. Love is also a good thing. Desire and hope are parts that must be maintained by humans. Friendship and love will have that good things by themselves. Then the important is also mutual respect between individuals, no matter what their social status is.
Of course, we all receive love in our life, and it allows us to build a better life. This novel really teaches us a good thing.
Personally, I got acquainted with this novel. Speaking of the language use, diction, or the choice of language, used in simple language or everyday social language, so that it can be said over by the way the writer developed the story, easy and straightforward. readers that have to think harder to understand the whole story. So, what do you think about the other interesting element, such as juxtaposition, Alvin?
The juxtaposition presented in this text is not explicit, but it can be applied quite easily by the reader. An appropriate juxtaposition is a comparison of two different but still related cultures between aristocrat and domestic worker, between conflicting but complementary traits by the character in the story. For example, Colin and Mary were members of a noble family, while Martha and her sibling were servants from different social classes. Grumpy is nature, but Dickens is a patient person. Mary stubbornly while Martha is obedient maid. Although I believe this opinion is not true.
Then, what about the cultural ties and diction used?
Okay, because this novel was written by Francis, who is an Englishman and tells the story of the lives of figures who live in England, the culture bond is in accordance with British culture. We use a culture bond with comparisons of Indonesian and English cultures not that much easier. In this novel, it tells about a noble family and a member of a vision. I think that's it.
Okay, I think that's all our podcast. And if you guys want more know about the novel, you can go to the Google or YouTube or another social media. You can search for this novel. It's a title Secret Garden, or you can also go to the bookstore, then you can buy it at there. So I think our podcast is just in here. See you.